So he's down at the border, and the video that made the rounds, and I got to share it because it's just plain ridiculous in the way it is. Here's our boy Ted Cruz. Listen to what old Ted has got to say. This is just incredible.
So it's past midnight. I'm standing on the shore of the Rio Grande. The water is right behind me. I'm down on the Texas border along with 18 senators. We made the trip to see the crisis that is playing out. We've already gone to detention facilities that are overrun, many of them with families, small children. We saw multiple mothers who were nursing infant babies who had just crossed over and were being housed in outdoor holding pens where they were sleeping on the floor and nursing their babies.
Just, I look at this and I'm going, just crazy. Now he cares. My first thought is now he cares? Infant babies. Oh, I got to tell you, my heartstrings. Honestly, I thought he was going to start asking for money like those infomercials. I thought this was 3:00 in the morning. I thought maybe Ted had got thrown out of Congress and was, doing the Sally Struthers thing. I can't tell you how angry I was when I watched that. And I spent a couple of times. I've watched it a couple of times. I watched some of the other clips of his safari adventure on the Texas border, because now he seems to care about the infant babies. He cares about the nursing mothers in pens. He cares about the crisis. Where the hell was Ted Cruz the last 4 years? Doing their foolhardy best to rewrite the history of our country. They're trying to rewrite in ways that, you got to give them credit. Because they're used to it. They get away with it all the time because they know that we as a country have historical amnesia. We just don't seem to get it. But I'm looking through this and I'm going, wow, do people buy this? And I was reading through some of the comments, and interestingly enough, the former guy's supporters and supporters of Ted Cruz are like, good on you, Ted. Thanks for bringing awareness to this horrible tragedy that Joe Biden has caused. Joe Biden's been president for just over 2 months. Now, I'm not putting all the blame on Donald Trump, but a lot of it. So for Magellan here, otherwise known as Ted Cruz, to now proclaim that he's discovered some horrible tragedy, some crisis, it's either he's the most disingenuous person you're ever going to meet, or he's soulless. And I'm going with soulless. In fact, the entire Republican Party at this point are hypocrites and soulless. You had Susan freaking Collins down on the border spewing the same kind of line. Where was Mother Collins the last 4 years? Where was she in standing up to Donald Trump? Oh, that's right. She wasn't anywhere. Now, look, I'm not saying this is one party or the other party's fault. It's both parties' fault. It's Congress's fault. Ted Cruz has no business being on the border. Those 18 senators have no business being down there. They've already made too much of a political sham out of it already. They should get their behinds back to Washington, pass legislation, and fix this mess. A mess that they have created. And then they go, oh, it's Joe Biden's fault. Get the out of here. And take Ted Cruz with I can't even do my Trump anymore. And I don't even want to, which is why I'm not playing the clip. He said there was zero threat right from the start. It was zero threat, Trump said. Some of them went in, and they are hugging and kissing the police and the guards. They had great relationships. A lot of people were waved in, and they walked in and they walked out. I'll tell you, he said, I'll tell you. They're doing things. They're persecuting those people. We've done a complete, not just 360 a couple times around and then a 180. We're spinning in the wrong direction because evidently, according to Trump, the people who committed treason, the seditionists, the insurrectionists, the people who were stabbing these people that they were supposedly hugging with flags and beating in the head with fire extinguishers, they're being persecuted. They're the victims now. The Republicans have turned the victim card into, oh my God, the victims. They're the victims in all this. And here's the thing. I don't know what passes for affection in the Trump family. I don't. But stabbing someone with an American flag or hitting them with a fire extinguisher is not affection. It's not a hug. It's not kisses. Again, I've heard horror stories that Fred Trump treated him terribly, and maybe hitting him with a fire extinguisher instead of kissing him was the sign of affection. I don't know. But I got to tell you, this can't happen. If I'm Joe Biden, and the world was going crazy when Joe Biden didn't call on Fox News during the press conference, I would never call on Fox News. Never, never, ever, ever, because, well, the fact that you call yourself a news station and you put propaganda and revisionist history on your airwaves and then claim to be fair and balanced. Give me a blanking break. Now, to solidify that point, even Fox News says they're not news. In their lawsuit, because they're being sued for a gazillion dollars because of their misrepresentations during the campaign against the voting machine companies, they themselves say they're not news, that they are entertainment. And I got to tell you, and this is where, I like to be entertained like anybody else. But rewriting one of the worst moments in our country's history to turn the people who committed the crimes into victims is not entertainment. It's disgraceful, it's despicable, and it should not be on our airwaves. And they certainly should never get a question, ever, to the President of the United States. Sad, sad stuff. And I'll tell you, it's infuriating to watch what these people have gotten away with.